You ready?
Yep.
All right. Welcome back to LiveWire. This is Ray, and with me is
Peter, man. What's up?
Yes, sir.
It's been a minute. I was wondering, when's the last time we did this?
Like
you and me.
Maybe 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago?
I would say 2 weeks ago. Well, Peter clocking in today. Peter's the one doing this as a 9 to 5. We can't all review the same movies all at once every week. Peter came through with the clutch and reviewed the movie that I wanted to watch too, man. Is the Coen Brothers'
Hail Caesar.
Yeah.
Yep.
And big cast.
It's an extremely big cast, but the thing is that are they utilized? That's the question. And you know what? For the ensemble, each person gets a very creative character. It's just a lot of them don't get much screen time.
So let me clarify something. Like most of the cast, because I'm looking at the poster right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull it out right here, and I see the one in the middle is obviously Josh Brolin, but I see George Clooney, I see Scarlett, I see Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum. Now, do most of these get just one scene?
Jonah Hill only gets one scene.
Jonah Hill gets one scene, and
Channing Tatum gets 2 scenes.
Channing Tatum gets 2 scenes.
I think Scarlett may have gotten 3.
But they're pivotal. They're not just like little cameo appearances. They're pivotal to the
Jonah
story.
Hill is.
That's it?
Jonah Hill is. What you see in the trailer is what you get.
But is it pivotal to the story?
For Scarlett Johansson's arc, yes.
But not Channing Tatum or Jonah Hill.
Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill are. I mean, if you were to the relevance between those two characters, they don't even have relevancy between them. So like Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum, like they could be in. They don't even have to meet. They don't even know each other. Like it doesn't.
Do they
affect them? They don't. No.
Okay, I figured based on the trailer, it's just like it looked like a one scene for Jonah Hill that Scarlett Johansson's trying to trick him to do something that he shouldn't be doing, something like that, right? That's pretty much the scene. Now, so pretty much Josh Brolin and George Clooney are the leads.
They are.
Both of them have equal screen time.
I would say Josh Brolin more so.
He's captain of the ship.
You get George Clooney in like spurts, but they are the key pivotal scenes. And you feel Scarlett Johansson, Channing Tatum, and Jonah Hill are cameos.
Okay, so let's go into the story. Why don't you tell us what the story is about?
So Josh Brolin plays Eddie Mannix, who is actually based on a real-life character in Hollywood.
Who? Do you know?
His name was Eddie Mannix. This is a fictional story of the real-life Eddie Mannix, who was this like fixer in the Hollywood scene. So basically, this guy's job was to keep the stars and the starlets scandals out of the press. So that's his. So that's
in a way, he's like the Michael Clayton of Hollywood.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, and he is given a chance to leave his illustrious, really crazy lifestyle in Hollywood, into a business venture that would be more stable out of Hollywood, okay, to support his family.
Okay.
He's Catholic. He goes to church like religiously, like every 23 hours. You'll find him in confessional and saying, "Oh, it's been 17 hours since my last confession." And you know, there's just these things that get to his character. There's these scenarios where he has inner turmoil, and he's a smoker, and he has to go to church to confess that he took a puff or two, today.
Wow.
And he's doing it for his wife, and he feels really bad about it.
Who's his wife?
You know what?
Do you see
Yes,
her?
His wife is...
Who's playing her, is what I mean. Who's the actress?
Alison Pill?
Really?
Yes.
I'm a big fan of Alison Pill. If people don't know, she's in Scott Pilgrim, Midnight in Paris. She was Steve Carell's daughter in that one movie, Dane in Real Life.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And she was the love interest for Sean William Scott in that movie.
Well, she gets one scene, but yeah. Oh, so again, it's the day in the life of this Hollywood fixer at this fictional studio called Capitol Films.
Right.
They have a big budgeted epic in the form of George Clooney's character, Baird Whitlock,
who's like a Tony Curtis, or Lancaster,
Kirk Douglas type
okay.
star. Is basically he's on the set of Spartacus, but I believe the film is Hail Caesar,
right?
And it's costing the studio millions and millions, and George Clooney is somehow drugged in one of the scenes by an extra, and he's vanished, and it's up to Josh Brolin to find out where he is, who has him, and why they want ransom of $100,000. And it's a group that call themselves the Future.
The Future.
And then you'll get into that story, which is a comical play on communism in the 50s era of Hollywood.
Kind of like Trumbo.
Kind of like Trumbo. And so you have a supporting cast of Ray Fiennes, who plays Lawrence Lorenz, a film director. Scarlett Johansson, who plays Deanna Morin, who is a actress who's unmarried and is pregnant, and that's one of
big problem.
One of the problems that
Eddie Mannix is trying
to solve.
Any more thoughts about who you might marry?
I ain't doing that again. I had 2 marriages. It just cost the studio a lot of money to bust them up.
Well, we had to have those annulled. One was to a minor mob figure.
Vince was not minor.
And Buddy Flynn was a band leader with a long history of narcotic use.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were both louses. Marrying a third louse ain't gonna do me no good.
I've offered you some very suitable, clean young men.
Pretty boys, saps and swishes. What, you think if there wasn't a good, reliable man, I wouldn't have grabbed him?
What about Arn Cecilum? He is the father, isn't he?
Yeah.
A marriage doesn't have to last forever, but Deanna, having a child without a father would present a public relations problem for the studio. The aquatic pictures do very nicely for us.
So you go and strap on a fish ass and marry Arnie Cecilum.
The pictures do well for all of us, and it's a tribute to you. The public loves you because they know how innocent you are.
That's true.
Let me see if Arn is open to matrimony. You sure he's the father?
Yeah, absolutely he's the father, yes. Pretty sure.
And you have Channing Tatum, who plays Bert Gurney, a kind of Gene Kelly type, singing in the rain.
Okay.
Actor, who's very funny and who gives a musical number that is hilarious and very whimsical, very charming.
We are heading out to sea, and however it'll be, it ain't gonna be the same. 'Cause no matter what we see when we're out there on the sea, we ain't gonna see a dame. We'll be searching high and low on the deck and down below, but it's a crying shame. Oh, we'll see a lot of fish, but we'll never clock a dish. We ain't gonna see a dame. No days.
We might see some octopuses.
No days.
Or a half a dozen clams.
No days.
We might even see a mermaid.
But mermaids got no gams.
No gams.
With that being said, I heard because of that musical number in that scene, the studio, I forgot which studio, but they acquired a deal where they want Channing Tatum and Joseph Gordon-Levitt to do a musical together. I mean,
if so, that it will be hilarious, especially with what the song title was called.
Interesting. Man,
yes.
You're really making me wanna watch this movie.
And you get like bit scenes from Frances McDormand, which is one of my favorite scenes. She's a film editor. Just the cutting of film and the old style of filmmaking is just like so apparent in this film. If you are a cinemaniac like we are, you are definitely going to appreciate the love of cinema that this film portrays.
Okay, so you're showing a lot of love for this movie right now, man. But we talked like a day or so
Tilda
ago.
Swinton plays sisters, twin sisters who are columnists, who are rival columnists. One's more
One's out
National Enquirer, one's more
Time magazine.
stale,
Like what? Like,
well, no, actually, yeah, Time magazine, but almost like, yesterday's news.
Okay.
I'm notifying you as a courtesy before I run tomorrow's story.
Cecily. Yeah, I just saw your... Oh, never mind. How you doing? What's the story?
It's about Baird Whitlock.
But there's absolutely no truth to that old story, believe me.
Old?
Old, stale,
I'm talking
rotten.
about today.
What?
Little Bird told me that he disappeared from the set today.
Oh, that. No. Yes, he did have to take a break. Minor injury, high ankle sprain.
What did you think I meant?
No, nothing. I saw your sister earlier. She was trying to resurrect some old gossip about Bear.
Oh, I'm sure she was, that cow. She wouldn't know a news story if it bit her on the posterior.
Yeah, well, she...
High ankle sprain, is that really the best you could come up with? We all know about the womanizing and the drinking jags and the trips to San Badoo.
Baird is a good family man. He has a high ankle sprain.
Mr. Mannix?
What's up, Peanut?
Natalie told me to find you PDQ. I know it sounds screwy, but she said someone's calling from the future.
Good Lord. Cecily, I have to run.
Okay. So I'm guessing one of them is out to get Eddie Mannix. The other one's trying to help Eddie Mannix, right?
One of them wants to get a juicy story on George Clooney's Baird Whitlock,
yeah.
And the other one's trying to get a story in the form of, well, actually, I guess another story of Baird Whitlock, but Josh Brolin switches it into a up-and-coming cowboy actor, Hobie Doyle, played by Alden.
Yeah, young kid, right?
Enric or something like that. Yeah, and he was by far, besides Josh Brolin, my favorite thing of the film. Like, if anything that stole the show was this cat who plays Hobie Doyle.
He was one of the kids, and he plays Kate Blanchett's kid in Blue Jasmine, I believe. Okay.
And he was also in a
beautiful
young adult.
Yeah, Beautiful Creatures.
It flopped. Yeah, it's terrible. But he was so great in this film.
But I gotta ask you something right now, man, because I'm looking at this cast right now, and I'm very curious. There's somebody here that's standing out to me that you've never even mentioned, that I didn't even know. What the hell is Dolph Lundgren doing in this movie, bruh? Did you even notice Dolph Lundgren?
Dolph Lundgren's in this movie? I know Christopher Lambert is in this film.
So a lot of
Christopher Lambert, who I haven't seen since like maybe Raiden in Mortal Kombat.
Shit, man, no, Southland Tales.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, he's gone. He plays this German director. His voice looks like it's being dubbed. Like, I don't know if that was like
on
purpose or not, but yeah. Yeah, Dolph Lundgren, for real.
Yeah. But
I missed him.
It's a lot of people in this. I see David Krumholtz in this. Wayne Knight.
Wayne Knight, yes, he's the one that drugs George Clooney. He plays the extra.
Okay.
I don't necessarily think he's a part of the future, but I'm pretty sure he was paid by the future, and the future is like this communist cell, which basically is made up of failed Hollywood writers that felt like they got the shaft and weren't getting paid.
They use communism as the excuse.
Right. So they're trying to convince
Baird Whitlock
that the studio system is failing him and failing society, and trying to bring about communists in a way where that is the alternative, and that greed and money will get you nowhere, but the Soviet Union will always take care of you. And it's very funny, comical stuff, kind of out there, but that's just the Coen Brothers.
That's Coen. Sounds like Coen to me.
So very just out of the ordinary
But-
kooky characters that are brought together, seamed together, and by the end result,
But you're
you
saying
go, what
you're-
the
it
what
sounds
the hell
to
did
me
I
like
see?
it sounds to me like you're showing it a lot of love. A couple of days ago, you weren't showing it a lot of love.
Not that I wasn't showing a lot of love. What's
You
crazy
sounded
is that
very
I think-
disappointed. When you were explaining the movie, it sounded
And
very negative.
You know what's funny is that it seems like it's a short film, but it's actually clocks in at an hour and 45 minutes. I think I just wanted more. I think I just wanted the film to keep going and
you weren't satisfied with the ending. Don't say the ending, but were you satisfied with the ending?
the ending gives it a clear cut reason why Josh Brolin's Mannix is who he's always going to be.
Okay.
And the inner turmoil is just a man who is religious, family oriented, and
you
sticks
said
by
he's
Hollywood.
Catholic, you said?
Yeah, and sticks by Hollywood no matter what the scandal and backwards thinking of studio execs throw him the curveballs. He's always going to be that Hollywood man, no matter what, because that's what he knows best.
You know what? You're making it sound like it's a great movie, man.
It's a home run for people who love cinema. I think for people that are not into cinema, or
especially
don't,
1950s cinema.
Cinema, and who are not really interested in the Marx communist McCarthyism, just get a pass, because you won't find anything of interest in this film. But if you
that's
are
usually like Coen Brothers.
if you are
usually
like interested in the history, the communism in Hollywood, and just 50s Hollywood, then this is a home run for you. Like, this is I like this movie, but I just wish more. I just wanted more. I just wanted more out of it.
So compared to
it
other
gives you
comedies,
kind of a ending where it's kind of anticlimactic, and you're like, can we explore other situations, like Scarlett Johansson running off with Jonah Hill's character, and why that's so, or
don't give too much away.
Okay,
now.
you want more of the characters that played more of a cameo.
Okay,
you want more Ray Fiennes. You want more Channing Tatum.
Right.
And you want more of Scarlett Johansson. And so I think
sounds to me like you want a sequel.
I guess I wanted more of the supporting cast. I think Josh Brolin is so strong in this, as well as the guy who plays Hobie Doyle. Those were my two favorite actors of the film.
Okay. Compared to the Coen Brothers' other comedies,
I think I read this morning that the Coen Brothers keep making the same film twice. I've never seen Barton Fink. But a lot of times Barton Fink gets mentioned with Hail Caesar.
Okay.
I don't know, like a contemporary piece, a companion piece. Can you shed some light if you've seen Barton Fink?
I can't. I can barely remember. I saw it when I was very young. It was one of like the few. I remember watching it at a double feature with Miller's Crossing.
That was also really good. Coen.
Right.
Coen
Like,
Brothers,
so,
ode to gangster films.
Yeah, and that one stuck with me way more than Barton Fink did. And I watch that movie maybe like once a year now. Miller's Crossing. Gabriel Byrne's is just phenomenal in that. But I do have to say that the Coen Brothers, when they dabble in comedy, it's always it's not always a home run. You get a few.
You get your lady killers. You get your
intolerable cruelty. But
you also get Oh Brother Where Art Thou,
or Burn After Reading.
Burn After Reading.
This sounds to me more like Burn After Reading when I hear about it.
It's Burn After
or
Reading.
A Serious Man. It's funny because the Coen Brothers.
A Serious Man threw me for a loop, though.
It's very Jewish.
It's very Jewish, but something very mysterious about it, and something underlying. The tone is so kind of.
It's so funny though that you
field.
point out the fact that Eddie Mannix is a Catholic and how it's an important thing in the character. If you noticed, Oh Brother Where Art Thou is based on the Odyssey.
Odyssey, right.
Or or A Serious Man is something very Jewish, and it deals with the idea of karma in a sense, and it deals with a lot of I can't remember everything off the top of my head, but it deals with a lot of religious undertones, mythological undertones in a way, in a Coen Brothers taste, but it's that kind of. They really like to mess with history and with religion and stuff, and do it in their own brand of humor. Yeah. It's when they stray away and they try to do stuff like Intolerable Cruelty or a remake like The Lady Killers, that they lose their way kind of thing. But we haven't seen a misstep from the Coen Brothers since The Lady Killers. I mean, since No Country for Old Men, it's been a hit.
Yeah.
All the way. So
do I think that this is their one of their great films? No. Do I think it's up there with one of their good films like Oh Brother Where Art Thou? Yes.
Well, you don't believe that Oh Brother Where Art Thou is one of the greats?
Oh Brother Where Art Thou is one of is really good.
It's actually what it's considered to be the best comedy. I'll say comedy from the Coen Brothers.
Yeah.
So
I loved Oh Brother Where Art Thou.
Unless you can classify Inside Llewyn Davis as a comedy.
No, it's too somber, man.
It's
too melancholy, man.
Yeah, but it's got a lot of humor.
It does, but
it's very depressing, but it's got a lot of humor. And you mentioned the situation with how the ending is very anticlimactic, if you will, with this movie, and you say I don't want to dabble too much into
all
the
the
ending,
bases are covered, but the thing is the execution of it is very Coen Brothers. It's very,
but at the same time, wouldn't you feel the same way about Inside Llewyn Davis?
Yes, but Llewyn Davis and Hail Caesar just have different.
Or A Serious Man,
yes.
They really like to end their movies on that kind of note. I think the only one that doesn't. I think
they're so genius for that, because that's just the genius of the Coen Brothers, where you're like, the craft is so on point, and you just want more out of their features.
Yeah, irresistible.
They give you a taste, and you're wanting more. So in that aspect, I was just really, I was kind of cheated out on the supporting cast.
That's a shame you feel that way, man.
I just feel like I wanted more out of Channing and Scarlett. And
sounds to me like a situation like when John Goodman or Justin Timberlake or Adam Driver show up in Inside Llewyn Davis, something like that. I mean, that's how they use their supporting cast.
Yeah,
you just have to be prepared, because that's how the Coen Brothers roll.
This is just a very.
I mean, think about how Josh Brolin or Barry Pepper showed up in True
Josh
Grit.
Brolin. I told you about this a couple days ago when we were talking about it. Really upstages George Clooney in one scene, and it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
You tell me something like he smacks Clooney or something, right?
He has to knock some sense into Clooney, and the only way is to keep him from being hysterical is to smack him around a little bit and say, "Hey, come back to reality."
I mean, we may tell ourselves that we're creating something of artistic value, or there's some sort of spiritual dimension to the picture business, but what it really is this fat cat, Nick Skank, out in New York, running this factory, serving up these lollipops to what they used to call the bread and circuses for the...
Now you listen to me, Buster. Nick Skank in the studio have been good to you and to everyone else who works here. If I ever hear you bad-mouthing Mr. Skank again, it'll be the last thing you say before I have you tossed in jail for colluding in your own abduction.
Eddie, I would never do that.
Shut up. You're gonna go out there and you're gonna finish Hail Caesar. You're gonna give that speech at the feet of the penitent thief, and you're gonna believe every word you say. You're gonna do it because you're an actor, and that's what you do. Just like the director does what he does, and the writer and the script girl and the guy who claps the slate. You're gonna do it because the picture has worth, and you have worth if you serve the picture, and you're never gonna forget that again.
I won't forget, Eddie.
You're damn right you won't. Not as long as I run this dump. Bad. Go out there and be a star.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So, what would you give this movie overall?
I love the film. I feel like it's chock full of cinema, history, just old school, old fashioned filmmaking. But I don't feel like everybody was utilized.
Okay.
I feel more than others, like Brolin and George Clooney, which are the leads in the film, just really get their shine, and Scarlett Johansson with her smile and personality and just beauty is just really really short. You get shortchanged. You know, you get shortchanged. You want more. And that was my only beef with this film. And so I'm gonna have to give it 3.5.
Hey, 3.5 sounds.
It's good. I mean, to be honest, it's one of the
best for a movie in January / February. You know,
this is the best film of the year thus far. But you know, I guess to be honest, you put things in perspective as far as the Coen Brothers.
Yeah.
And the way they do their movies. It's just if you love the Coen Brothers, you'll get a kick out of Hail Caesar.
Okay.
Again, I just wanted more from the supporting cast. I just
that's
wanted more
understandable.
Channing Tatum, smiling and doing his, Gene Kelly.
Okay. No, that's okay, man. That's only fair. That's only fair. You get a cast, and sometimes you just want more out of them. Maybe we'll get a sequel, the first Coen Brothers sequel.
And then never made a sequel, huh?
No. Well, I want to thank you for clocking in for work, Peter.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It was fun, The thing was that I think I realized that I wasn't going to trash this film. I was just going to give it due diligence and
some people
Coen Brothers, keep making them like this. But, gosh, I can't believe you just give us a taste and we don't get the full, meal.
It looks like I'm going to have to watch this movie tomorrow. Maybe.
Yes.
But this weekend, we're gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, well, what's on the agenda for this weekend? We got
there's
Deadpool.
There's Deadpool, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to watch.
Are you going to watch Zoolander 2?
It's crossed my mind. I'm gonna be very honest. I wasn't a fan of the first one. Yeah. I was not a fan. Thought the jokes were a little stale. I thought the performances were staler.
Right.
Not stellar. And I don't know, but I'll give it a shot, maybe. If I have time, I'll give it a shot. But I know what you're going to be watching.
Don't say it.
You want to let them know?
I'm so scared right now. It's Valentine's Day weekend, and I never let my wife choose. Not say never, but it's rare. And so it's her choice this weekend, and choose wisely. Babe, just choose wisely.
Something tells me she's gonna watch.
Tell me that she's gonna choose how to be single, and
that Rebel Wilson.
I'm hoping she has a change of heart.
Well, we'll find out come next week.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
Any last words?
Happy Valentine's Day.
All right, let's try this. Your line, just say it as I say it. Say your line exactly as I'm about to.
Okay, sure.
Would that it were so simple.
Would that it were so simple.
Would that it were so simple.
Would that it were...
Wait, watch my mouth. Would that it were so simple.
Would that it were so simple. Would that it were so simple.
My dear boy, why do you say that? Why do you say twere?
Well, you said say it like I said it.
Yes, but...
Would that it were so simple.
No, you seem to be lingering. It's interminable, the were. I'm wondering when it'll end. Then we shouldn't be wondering, should we? We should be marching right along to so simple. Would that it were so simple. Trippingly.
Would that it were so simple. Trippingly.
No, don't say trippingly. Say the line trippingly.
Gosh, I can't seem to cinch my saddle up on this, Larry.
Would that it were so simple.
Would that it were so
simple. Down.
Would that it was so simple. 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 That it was so simple. That it was so simple. Would that it was so simple. Would that it was so simple. Would that it was so simple. It's complicated.